So back at Wade Creek, it's been about 2 weeks since my last visit. It's about 8:45 in the morning. It's low tide. Low tide is at 0 feet. So I came to fish and also scope out the beach structure again at 0 feet because I just wanted to see what the beach looked like, so I know where to fish when I come in high tide. So I'm going to the south, and again, the south has been covered up since the January king tide with a lot of sand. Here's some rocks exposed here, but this beach was entire rocks about, I would say, about 6-7 weeks ago. And so you can see the dark blue water, so that looks like a good place to fish when at high tide. But man, it's way low because there's so much beach before you get to the ocean. So today actually might be a decent fishing day. This is the first time I have fished at a convenient time. It just happens to be low tide, but I've been trying to fish at about 7 to 8 feet high tide and then catch the tidal height around 6 or 7 feet. So I'm gonna just fish the south side for a while. I haven't fished the south side in a long time, especially since all the sand filled in here. But some of my best days last year were on the south. So I'm going to avoid this big patch of dark water. So there's some waves breaking close by here. And then I'd want to go all the way down there if I wanted to fish, but I'm not sure I want to walk that far. But anyway, I'm going to try right here because the crashing waves are right here. Okay, so here's the south. So there's a cleft in the cliff, and directly down from that are these set of rocks, and you can see there's pools here of water. So if you could get past the rocks and not get snagged, this actually might be some holding areas for fish. Yeah, because this is really deep right here. You know, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm guessing it's about 1.5 to 2 feet deep, so it might be a prime place for fish to hang out. And again, here's another pretty decent trough here. So again, this right around here looks like to me would be good fishing at high tide. And again, it's where the cliff and the rock is, and you can see that there's a lot of structure here too behind it. And then further down there's another small pool right there, but this whole area looks pretty decent. All right, so I'm gonna go try right here. Man, the waves are right here. Awesome conditions today. I want to say swell energy is around 300. Tidal height again is 0 feet, and man, it's like 50 degrees out here, so it's really pleasant. So what I'm using today is gulp on the top, club worm in the middle, and I got one of Reese the Hearts flies on the bottom. I think, whoa man, the sand is really soft here. And I'm the only one on the beach. When I look around, oh, there's one other person up there, but only person in the ocean. What a gorgeous day though, man. So lucky to be living on the coast. But there's a huge trough right here. I'm standing on this big sandbar, but this trough runs all the way from the base of this cliff basically all the way down to the other side of the beach. So this would look like a really good place to fish during high tide. I don't know if you can get that far down though, because you might get cut off, but you know, maybe at a 5 foot or 4 foot high tide, this looks like a really prime area. I'm standing on the sandbar, and you can see this trough that runs behind me all the way up to the base of the cliff, and it looks like a pretty decent area to fish at high tide. I've been here about 10 minutes, about 3 casts, no bites yet. I'm just fishing my way down south just to try it, but also to see some of the structure, and then I'm gonna head north. So you can see I'm right on top of the trough now, and the interesting thing is when it fills, you can see that the waves are actually coming backwards against the ocean. So this is pretty deep, whatever it is. Then it backwashes back to the ocean, and then there's reverse waves. So it must be fairly decently deep. So that's why I'm thinking that it's gonna hold fish at high tide. All right, so this is about as far as I want to go on the sandbar because it's starting to get pretty deep. So the trough continues to run down there, and then at the very far side you can see there's a lot of rocks, so it's pretty rocky over there. But I'm going to start heading back now because tide's coming in and I don't want to get cut off. So that's what the sandbar looks like on my retreat out. So you can see again, here's that trough that's pretty deep. I'm going to go try the north now. 0 bites on the south. Been here about 15 minutes. I think I got in about 5 casts. So I'm going to start working my way to the north. Man, conditions are so awesome. I can't believe I'm not getting a bite. So I'm just looking at the beach structure on the north side, and it seems like it never changes. It's a very gradual slope and not a lot of structure. I do see some wet areas right where the trees are, and that's where I've been having my best luck at high tide. Almost to the trees, and conditions here are just totally awesome. I can't believe I'm not getting a bite. As I was making my way up north, I was just waiting in the water, and all of a sudden, when I hit the tree area, there's a lot of holes here now I'm stepping in. So again, maybe this is why we're successful here at the different tides, is because there's just a little bit more beach structure down in this area. Coming up on the beach on the north side, and again I can see holes here. There's a big one, and I'm just trying to check out the beach structure for when I come back at higher tides. There's another hole right here. I don't think I can cast this far though when it's like 6 and 7 feet tide, so I'm guessing it's going to be in this area. I'm going to take a cast up towards the cliff and see how close I can get. So let me try it like right about here. I doubt if I can even get to those birds. I don't know if you can see those birds. So I see a lot of indentations in the sand here, and I'm thinking that they're mole crabs, but I don't think I want to dig them up. Take another cast. Okay, that time I saw it. Yeah, it's about the high tide mark, so this is where we'd be casting into. Yeah, I don't see a lot of structure here. So again, I'm just looking at the beach at low tide, and again, very little structure. Here's where the trees are. I'm thinking this is kind of where we cast into, right in this area here. So you can see there's not much here in terms of structure. So I'm not sure why we end up catching a lot here, other than there's a lot of dimples, like I said, in the ground. So, you know, maybe there's a bunch of mole crabs right here, but other than that, I don't see why we would catch here more than any other place. Are like, but see all that dark blue out there? So it's pretty still water, and then the crashing waves are way out there. And then you can see how shallow it is up front here. So not feeling it at low tide here. Okay, so been here about 2 hours. Spent a half an hour to 45 minutes just scouting the beach out at low tide, especially the south side. And I had to re-rig and go look for my rig as well. So of the 2 hours, I'm guessing I got a fishing time in of about 1 hour and 15 minutes, 20 casts, no bites. Again, this is the first time I'm coming back at a time of convenience versus a specific tidal height. I just wanted to get back out in the ocean, and man, what a lovely day. So even though it was a no-catch day, I got to see the beach structure, and man, it's just a lovely day to be standing in the water. It's like 50 degrees, it's so warm. Got my hoodie on and I'm overheating. So anyway, I'm going to come back at a specific tidal height next time, see if that makes a difference. All right, what a lovely day on the Oregon coast though.